to Impact Travelogues by Harmony Inc. In Impact Travelogues, we cover stories of change makers and impact leaders who are solving for sustainability challenges. In today's conversation, we have DLRC's founders, Mr. Ajay Dalmia, Ms. Mona Dalmia, and Mr. Pavan Iyengar. Thank you, Ajay, Mona, and Pavan, for joining us in this conversation.
But getting faculty, like Ajay was mentioning, isn't it challenging for you? Typically, in Indian scenario, there's a set process of recruitment, and sometimes, you get people who may not understand this kind of philosophy and open learning. What I was talking about, what is the recruitment process of your faculty? How do you do that?
See, we would not get faculty who would necessarily be ready with our philosophy and our pedagogy. So what we look for is, just like we look for students who come in and parents, is that are they willing to learn? Are they coming with that mindset, or are they coming with a mindset कि I know it, मेरे को आता है और मेरे को पढ़ाना है? And that is the process that we take our new hires through. They spend some time on the campus, go into lessons, do a demo, write a paper. So check their skills, check their willingness to learn, check their interaction with the students, with the other, with the facilitators. Have the facilitators give us feedback. What was their experience with this person being on the campus? And once they are here for 2-3 days, they will themselves, they know whether they are fit for this place or not.
Yeah.
And so, Mona, you want to add more to that?
But we have a very official process though. We have a 7-step process of hiring a facilitator. So people, of course, they go on our website when they apply and they send a CV. We have an initial discussion with them in which we emphasize about going over our website because it is not just a regular thing. And then we have them, like I just said, we have them come and we have them immerse on the campus for 2 to 3 days. So they must stay here, they must observe lessons, etc. And during that time, we also give them a competency check paper. So we want to make sure that, okay, whatever grade they are wanting to teach or they are ready for, their concept should be sound. This has been a huge thing, and I tell you, we always believe, all three of us really believe very strongly that we need to have sound concepts. So yeah, so we have that process. Then we do lesson demos. We have observations by the faculty members while the other person is doing the demos. We do a reflective note. Then we have a final interview and other interviews and things like that. And then we do reference checks and
And plus, I would say, since they are on campus, they are also free to interact with any faculty.
So we do a lot of informal dialogue.
And they can get to know, is this really a place for me to be here?
Yeah. But you mentioned that per child, per subject, there are 2 facilitators. Is that okay with the faculty and with the children? Because that's a very different concept. Maths, you have 2 teachers, one observing, one I believe teaching. Is that
both teaching?
Both teaching. Okay. So then, how does that work? Per subject.
Go ahead.
Okay. It is. See, look, I would say that at the same time, both are equally competent and both will do the planning together. Now, when a facilitating is happening, so at that point in time, one of the facilitators would be facilitating, and the facilitation doesn't happen for the entire length of time. So let's say if a lesson is of 45 minutes, so the active facilitation would be for maybe 10-15 minutes. It is after that, when the students are going to now do work, they are given work, independent work, group work, that is when both the facilitators will go around those groups and students and help them out with any challenges that they are facing. Now, if both of them are not equally competent, that would fall apart in that time period. So the students would need to be guided, and they both work together, so they are both planning together. So I would say having 2 facilitators in a lesson also works as a good check and balance.
Yeah.
Right? It's not on one person. Secondly, from a continuity perspective, if one is not able to come or leaves, at least the lessons are not left dry. The students are not left dry. There is somebody who knows what has happened and can carry on while we get somebody else helping. So there are many benefits to having this model.
And the class size is small, I believe, 20
Yes.
24.
Yes.
Do you intend to scale up that piece? I mean, do you want to, because there are 2 facilitators, or is there any plan to scale up in terms of the strength of the students?
So what we really have seen is that this is the optimum learning commune that is there in the class, and that has been our model. that 24 students, in fact, we look at it as 24 lives in the class. It's not 24 students. So for 24 lives, 2 facilitators are, it's incumbent that we give 2 facilitators there. And we look at it from that perspective. And scaling up is a very interesting question that we often are kind of asked. We say that, when we look at the future of, when the kids go out and impact change, that is the scale up that we really look at. And they are not building the future of India or the world. We are building the present of India that is changing right now. There's a student in grade 2 right now who has started an initiative of going and distributing sandwiches on street. And he started taking volunteers. He's organized a
He started by selling rakhis to
Right.
raise money for children on streets.
Right. He started doing that. Then he's now looking at different ways in which how can he positively contribute in society.
And that came from
Yeah, that comes with intimate connect, intimate learning between the facilitators in that. And just a point to add into the 2 facilitators. The students see 2 adults doing teamwork in the class for their learning. And that adds in a very big advantage, saying that, hey, you can work in teams, you can do wonders with teams.
The other aspect of having 2 facilitators also is that you have to give proper feedback to the students in what the work they are doing. So if you have too many students and only 1 facilitator, does that person have the time to give feedback and prepare for the lesson? Constructive feedback and prepare for the lesson. It's not just this is in the book and you have to deliver. Our pedagogy is not that. Delivery is not that. So you will have to prepare. So there's a lot of time, a lot of thought goes into preparing the lesson.